Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
My name is Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love Island UK, Season 11, Episode 33.
Today is a celebration, guys. She is finally gone. She is finally gone. This is an anti-Jess channel from all sides of the table. Okay, you ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
So Uma and Will are gone.
Uma, you made a very immature decision for love, I hope. Yeah. I hope Will choose you back. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Nicole and Mimi are sorry to see her gone, but they are happy for her and Uma and Will's next steps as they are going on their journey outside of the villa.
I don't think there's no journey.
Ruben feels awful, but it was the decision that he had to make. He thought that she needed to be treated right, but he is genuinely happy for her. So Jess and Hugo are on the terrace.
Yeah. Hugo
is telling Jess that he is happy, but he's feeling that things might have moved too quickly. He thinks that they need to go at a mutual pace. It started flirty in Casa Amor, but things dropped off. Jess feels like they're still flirty. She wants to get to know him on a deeper level at this point, though. She basically says, so you want me to just kind of like stick by you and stick around you all day? And he's like, well, I'm not going to say no to that. He tells her that he doesn't want to get to know anyone else in the villa.
When he said, I don't want to know anybody else or know anyone in the villa, I think Jess is included in that number, right? The thing about it, Jess, Hugo is about to hit you with the, it's not you, it's me. You get what I'm saying? He is about to give her basically the whole spill of like, I just feel like we're growing apart. And she's like, what else you need us to do? Like, do you need me to stick by you? What did you think about this scene?
I thought that Hugo, I just wish that Hugo told her how he really felt. I think that he was scared to tell her. Number one, because I didn't think he wanted to get chewed out by Jess, but also because I think he still wants to be on the show and in the running for the money. But he was not honest with that lady. He does not like her.
Yeah, and also I'm also, now we're at the point of the show to where I have to remind everybody there is a grand prize at the end.
This is a game show.
So I think he realized who he's paired with, and he's like, this is not going to get me the ultimate goal, and that is the prize, you know?
So Josh and Mimi are talking.
Yeah.
Josh was worried about how Mimi would feel. And she jokes, basically with Uma leaving. And she jokes that, well, now you got to be my best friend in the villa since my best friend left.
Oh.
She is happy that he picked her. And he thinks that he made a good decision. But she did say his speech sounded a little maybe that's not the case.
Yeah.
Josh said that he was vibing with Grace, but ultimately he decided to match with Mimi.
Okay.
So Jesse, Grace, and Emma are talking. Jesse is asking how the ladies feel with Ruben still being available.
Yeah.
Emma says it's weird now because it's like you would be the second option for him. Grace is enjoying chatting with Josh, and she feels like she's coming out of her shell more and she's being more flirtatious.
Whoa.
They thought it was a bold move for Josh to talk about Grace during the recoupling. And Jesse says, well, you know what? They're not closed off yet.
Listen here, Grace, you keep your hands off of that man, okay? That man is for Mimi.
Yes.
Okay? Mimi don't need no competition because Mimi is going to excuse herself from the competition of all competition. Let Mimi have this one, okay? Please.
Yeah. And he's hard pressing Mimi, so I would appreciate if Grace could just go for the other one.
Yes, please.
So Ayo, it looked like he was just kind of pacing around the villa, but he ended up pulling Mimi for a chat. Josh is on the day beds when he sees her. Sees that she was pulled, and he wants to make sure that Mimi is fully removed from that situation. He doesn't want to put his all into her, just for her to be wavering on what she really wants. Okay. So as Ayo and Mimi talks, Mimi said that she feels like she said everything she wanted to say during movie night. Yeah. Ayo apologizes and says that he could have respected her more. He can't say that all of his feelings for her were lost, though. He says it's really not easy watching you chat him up, and he gets that it wasn't easy for her seeing him with Jessica. Mimi tells Ayo, you seem happy. Jessica walks by. She ends up going to talk to Josh on the day beds. Yeah. And then Ayo asks Mimi, what is it, that thing that you always say? And she says that what is meant for you will never pass you. And he's like, yeah, that. And
then they start giggling. What are your thoughts?
I don't really know. I wish Ayo would leave Mimi alone. But I really, like I always say, they are each other's speeds. When I was watching their scene, I'm just like, ain't nobody saying nothing. There is no intention, no movement, just talking in circles and giggling in dead air. So I was just like, okay, I mean, what can I say? I want Mimi to be more into Josh because Josh has some type of intention with her. He's showing her that he's interested. He's applying the pressure to her.
Yeah.
And Io, he's just throwing things in the wind and saying, what was that thing that you like to say? And yeah, pick up on that. Just like, Io, you're not going to do anything different with her. Like, you're going to continue what you're doing. So, what do you think?
Tell us what Sean says, because what Sean says next is actually interesting.
Well, Sean tells Joey that he thinks Josh is going to end up blowing Mimi off for Grace.
Now, here's the thing about this, right? Yes and no. Yes, I think based off of what Sean says, I'm going to decipher a little bit. If Mimi is, if Grace is aggressive enough, I see Josh going for Grace.
I think so too. He's going to give the person who's giving him energy, he'll return that energy.
I don't think if it were just mutual, if they were just sitting side by side and everybody's doing the same, I don't think he will leave Mimi for Grace.
No.
But if Grace is aggressive and press him, I think Sean may be right here. Yeah. Now, how I feel about this conversation, come on, man. As a former toxic man, right? Whenever I left a woman, right? Listen here, you know how people say, I want the best for you? That wasn't the case for me. I want the best for me, right?
Oh, okay.
I want the very good for you or just the, normal for you. So even when you moved on and you got a new guy, I got to be the one to come by and say, my feelings never left for you. Just so I can plant those seeds and just be like, just do our little, hey, what's that saying you have? What is meant for you would never pass you. Just those little things.
Just throwing things out.
Throwing little things because I see you post that thing on Instagram. I see you post that thing on Facebook about how happy you are and how, you over here making these little posts about how, you never had a love like this and things like that. That's when I pick up the phone and I make a phone call. And I was like, you know what? My mother was just talking about you.
That's exactly what it was giving.
And that's exactly what Io did.
Yeah. So Io ends up going over to where Josh and Jessica are.
Yeah.
And Josh asks him how the chat was with Mimi.
Yeah.
And Io, in his normal fashion, not using many words, says it was good. And Jessica said, no. What are the details? What the hell? What did y'all talk about? And I was like, I'll talk to you in a minute. And Jess is like, okay, let's get up and talk about it. He's like, you're a little hot right now.
Yeah,
I got you. I got you. I'll talk to you later. So Josh is feeling good at this point, and he's excited to see what happens with Mimi.
When he came over there, he said, what do y'all talk about? Oh, nothing. You know what I mean? Truth be told, that's the truth.
They really didn't talk about nothing.
I know Jessica want to make it seem like it's probably more, but just use your conversation with him as a template,
as a barometer,
as what he talked about with Mimi. Because I can tell you, he said a whole bunch of words that leads nowhere.
Exactly. So as they're getting ready for bedtime, Io is telling Joey that he still likes Mimi.
Yeah.
It's just hard to navigate the situation. He does want them both, but he says what will be will be. And that's the problem with Io.
Oh, man.
He has no direction. What will be will not be. What will be is nothing will happen because you have not made a decision.
You ain't got to yell at the boy now.
So that is what will be. Nothing. So Connor and Ruben are sleeping outside.
I forgot Connor was on the show.
And Josh and Mimi, they got some kisses in before they went to sleep.
Okay, nice.
The next day, the ladies feel a bit bad for Ruben, and they're asking, who kind of sees it for Ruben, maybe possibly.
Yeah.
And Emma says that she does have a soft spot for him, and she thinks he's cute.
See, this is where I don't want to be Ruben, because now you are the charity choice right now. Now,
you're the new Sean.
Yes, you're like I feel bad for him. When do y'all get him a coffee? You know what I mean?
Well, he ends up bringing Emma a coffee, which was sweet.
Nice.
Jess tells Nicole about the talk that she saw Io and Hugo having. Then she tells her about the conversation she had on the terrace with Hugo. But Jess feels like she's giving him just the right amount of flirting, and if he was going to say there was an issue, he probably would have said it by now.
You're right, Jess. Keep doing what you're doing, girl.
Josh asks Mimi where her head is at, and he tells her, it's not like I'm trying to say we need to be coupled off, but I want to know, what are your thoughts? And he's like, I just don't want to put all my eggs in one basket if you have your eyes on something else. And she's like, something else like what? And he's like, you tell me.
See,
he just wants to be cautious. She tells him, don't be cautious. You're the bombshell. You're the one with your eggs that could be anywhere. And he tells her, you know what? You play your cards close to your chest, but I like that.
See, you don't like that about Mimi.
I don't like that about Mimi.
You don't like the whole, like, what? Who? Eggs? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what he's talking about.
She's being purposefully vague, and that is what do you call it, a pet peeve of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just like, Mimi, I wish you were direct, but you know what, this is you. All right, you can't change people.
You can't.
So Mimi feels more comfortable around Josh. He needs to she does say that he needs to talk to some other girls so he knows what he wants, and so if he knows for sure also that he wants Mimi.
I do not agree with this strategy.
Yeah,
I feel like with this strategy would have been good episode 1, maybe episode 10, and maybe episode 13, right? Yeah. But we are so far into the game that we honestly don't know how many weeks we got left, right? So I'm like, for someone to come in this late and he's in for you, I would say you need to lock that man down.
Exactly.
The fact that the Lord sent him to Love Island, UK, and he could have sent 2 women. He straight could have sent a whole bunch of Sean's. He sent you basically a tall version of Io.
And I was
with a beard,
and I was just like, I didn't think Mimi was going to have a bombshell come in for her. I really didn't. I thought that she was going to be out of here. Yeah. So
like the whole idea of her saying like, you know, you go on and you get all the fun out. Like, no, this is near the last half of the show,
and he's coming for you. So come on, Mimi, wake up. So we have the kissing challenge.
Yeah.
The girls kiss the boys who are blindfolded, and the guys are rating the kisses. Jess was leading with a lot of tongue, and most of the guys were not feeling that.
Yeah.
Most of the guys did like Mimi's kiss. Jessie put her middle finger up in front of Joey before she kissed him.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
And Sean said that Matilda's kiss had him tingling downstairs.
Oh, man.
Well, in last place was Emma, and the winner was Matilda.
Do you know what's interesting about that?
What's that?
A lot of girls like the way Mimi kissed too. They said Mimi kiss look good and stuff like that. I thought out of everyone, actually, I'm gonna tell you who I was surprised by. I was surprised that a lot of people like Jess S kiss, not
Jessica,
not Jess, right? So like, I was very surprised by that.
Yeah. So it is nighttime.
Yeah.
Jessie is telling the ladies as she's getting ready that she feels disrespected by Joey and some of his comments during the game. Now? Ruben is standing by that Mimi was the best kisser.
Okay, Ruben, watch yourself.
So Jessie and Joey talk. Jessie tells Joey that, the other guys are making respectful comments, but you were just going overboard. Yeah. Joey said that, we are both opinionated. I was just sharing my opinion. Yeah. And Jessie was like, well, just think about me, like, before you say the things you say. And Joey tells her, but you're just like that though, and they end up kissing. So Joey doesn't have to apologize. No, he just has to throw it back on her.
And guess what, Joey, your time is coming to a close too.
Yes. Okay. So we move on to Grace and Ruben. Yeah. Grace was actually surprised of how good a kisser Ruben was. And he tells her that the kiss was great, but he's really more into mental stimulation and connection, and it makes everything better before the deed actually happens. That is true. She agrees, and it seemed like they had like a cute little flirtatious thing going on there.
Yes, Grace, go with the guy with the cornrows. Yes. Okay, leave Joshua alone. Mimi do not need anybody pressing her. She lost a man. She lost her best friend. You get what I'm saying? Leave her alone, Grace, please.
Yeah, I was telling Jessica that he would have preferred that she placed in last place. He felt that she was kissing the guys a little bit too passionately.
Listen here. She surprised me with, like, a lot of them guys said 9. I'm like, okay, Jess, I see you.
Right. So they get a text. It's time for everyone to gather around the fire pit.
My favorite scene of the night.
So the public has been voting for their favorite boy and girl. Those with the fewest votes are at risk of being dumped. Josh and Ruben are immune from the vote because they just got here.
Of course.
So the 3 boys with the fewest votes were Blade, Hugo, and Io. Ooh. I really thought Connor was going to be in the mix because I'd be forgetting Connor's even on the TV, to be honest.
I think everybody forgot Connor's on the TV.
Then the 3 girls with the fewest votes were Jessica, Emma, and Jess. And I was like, finally, Jess might be going home because her attitude is stank. She talks to the guys weird, telling everybody she's the prize. I'm just like, it'd be great not to have to see her.
Facts.
So 2 boys and 2 girls will be dumped from the island tonight, and the decision is in the hands of the public. And I'm just like, thank you, producers.
Now stop right here. Right?
Okay.
A couple episodes ago, if you pay attention to the way I title these episodes, I'm kind of telling you a story. So you can look at the title and just kind of tell, like, oh, it's a story going on. A couple episodes ago, I wrote, Ayo, you sealed your fate. Right? And the fate is basically for him, as long as he's not with Mimi, he will forever get the least votes, right? Yeah. So the fact that Ayo is up there, which it don't even match the whole time, because Connor's supposed to be up there.
Right.
Hey, Ayo, be prepared to be looking over your shoulder every week, brother. Every week. Because so far, I'm like, and oh yeah, the fact that your match over there too is over there too, you are public enemy number 1 in my eyes.
So the 2 boys dumped were Blade and Hugo.
You survived this week, Ayo. You survived.
Don't get too comfortable.
Don't get too comfortable.
And then the girls dumped were Emma and Jess. Great job, public.
Finally, man.
But I will say, during when Jess was packing her stuff up and talking to the girls, the girls were all saying, you know, you're just very outspoken and some people don't like it, but we love that about you. And it's just like, okay, y'all can love it all you want, but she's going home.
Yeah.
And it's not about her being outspoken, it's about her being mean and nasty.
Yeah, you outspoken, speak outside.
Exactly.
Okay, like Jess, we are tired of seeing you. You are the prize. Go outside. Okay?
Yes. All right.
Is that it?
That's all we got.
Anything you thought about this episode? What are you expecting so far as we are getting more serious and people are actually still single now at like this point in the game?
Man, I don't know what I expect, but I know what I hope.
What do you hope?
And I hope that Mimi locks down this situation with Josh and is not a bump on a log. And I hope that Grace doesn't hard press Josh because he will fold. Yeah. At the energy, I believe. Yeah. I also, for some reason, I don't care for Nicole and Kieran.
Not at all.
But if Nicole can kind of temper herself for the last few weeks, she might be able to turn me. She might be able to. I don't know if I can erase all of the craziness from my head, but if she can kind of relax and actually fall into the process of actually being in love with Kieran, and we can see like the growth of their love story, that could possibly be a turn for me. Maybe. So I don't know.
For me, I think hopefully I'm getting your name right. I don't have my computer in front of me. I think there's a commenter that comments every time on our video with Love Island UK. I think it's Mr. Blake something. I want to say it's Mr. Blake and like a whole bunch of numbers, right? And he or they, whoever they are, they get upset every time we support Mimi because they like, listen here, Mimi is who she is. Okay. Right? And they in the last comment that I remember, they said, why are you still falling for this trap? Basically, I'm paraphrasing. Like, Mimi is gonna be Mimi. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Listen here, I understand you believe she's boring. I understand my wife believes she's boring. Someone out of us 3 gotta believe in her. Okay? And I'm choosing to believe in Mimi. I'm believing that Mimi is not gonna go to Ayo. I'm believing that Mimi is gonna stay with Josh and basically challenge Nicole and Kieran for that number 1 spot of being the couple on Love Island. Yeah. Sue me. Yeah. Okay. But as of right now, let's just celebrate that Jess is gone. The prize is gone. Yeah. We ain't got to hear that no more.
The prize is outside the villa.
We ain't got to deal with that no more. Anything else?
That's all we got.
Y'all be good.
Bye.